Welcome to something short and sweet in the Parsha. This week, Parshas Shemos. We opened the book, second book of the Torah, in which we read of Yetzias Mitzrayim, Maimed Har Sinai, and ultimately the building of the Mishkan. Let's introduce this sefer by telling a great story. I heard it just yesterday. My son was at a Shloshim gathering for a fellow in the city where he lives. Fellow gets up to speak. He lives in Yerushalayim. He's the son of a woman who recently passed away. And he starts to speak about his family. And he speaks about his previously deceased father. Died about 20 years ago. 10 years before he passed away, he had very serious open heart surgery. Not just any open heart surgery, it was very serious open heart surgery. And the fellow related that before he passed away, he wrote letters to his children. And thank God, he came out of the surgery very well. And yet the children opened their letters. And in the letter of this particular gentleman, there was a whole story. It said that when the mother, that's the lady who had just passed away, when she was pregnant with this gentleman, she had German measles. And the doctors advised her that the child could have serious complications and he might not even make it. And they said, perhaps she should have an abortion. The parents conferred. They talked about it a lot. The father writes that he decided that they were going to have the child. And he made a deal with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He wrote that he said, God, if you will bring about a normal child, I will devote him to God for his entire life. This speaker has been sitting in Yerushalayim, learning Torah for many decades. He's the Mechaber, he's the author of many Svarim. He's a great Talmud Chacham. His father and mother were fourth generation Reform Jews from Manhattan. And somehow, some way, this gentleman found his way to the Batei Medrash of Yerushalayim. The father wrote in that letter that he had forgotten the promise that he made to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu didn't forget. The son, speaking about his father and mother, felt that that commitment was made with an amazing quality that they had. And that was pure, unvarnished Yiras Shamayim. My friends, Yiras Shamayim, awe of heaven, recognizing the imminence of God and having that weigh in on our behavior is extremely powerful. David HaMelech said, Reishis Chachma Yiras Hashem. The beginning of all wisdom is Yiras Hashem, is awe of God. Shlomo HaMelech said, Sof Davar Hakol Nishma, you wrap everything up. Es Elokim Yirah, Ves Mitzvos of Shemar. Fear God and do his mitzvahs. Kizeh Kol HaAdam. That's everything. Yiras Shamayim is so powerful. And it's the basis for Sefer Shemos. The Mialdos, Yocheved and Miriam, the mother of Moshe, Aaron, and Miriam, and Miriam, the sister of Moshe and Aaron. They were the Miyaldos, and they were tasked by Paro with murdering Jewish babies. And they didn't do it. And the pasuk says about them twice the reason why they didn't do it. Vatirena hamiyados es ha'elokim. These midwives, they feared God. They were kind. They had a mothering instinct. But ultimately, that wasn't the reason why they defied the ruler. They put their lives at stake. And not only did they defy the ruler by not snuffing out the lives of these babies, but they actually went about their business in the most beautiful way. They took care of the children. They took care of the mothers. And then again, Vayhi, Ki yiru hamiyaldos es ha'elokim. It is because the Miyaldos that they feared God. Vayas lahem batim. Hashem made houses for them. What are these houses? So the Medrash tells us, HaKadosh Baruch Hu brought from Yocheved, came Moshe Rabbeinu, that brought down the Torah. And from Miriam came Betzalel, who built the Mishkan. Says of Shlomo Volba, why does it tell of the reward for what they did? Throughout the Chumash, you don't have people's behavior and the reward. You have the people's behavior. It's left for the Medrash. It's left for the Gemara to tell us that the reward, if at all. But why does the Torah say that Hashem made these houses for them? He brought forth for them Moshe Rabbeinu, who brought us out of Mitzrayim, who gave us the Torah, and Betzalel, who built the Mishkan. So, Volba explained that it was because of the Yirah Shamayim of these amazing women. This built the entire future of Am Yisrael. Their Yirah Shamayim, their behavior based on the Yirah Shamayim was the root. Exodus from Egypt through Moshe Rabbeinu. It was the root of revelation at Sinai through Moshe Rabbeinu. And it was the root of the Hashras HaShechina, the divine presence coming in the midst of Klal Yisrael through the Mishkan, through Betzalel. With this vignette, this story, the Torah is telling you the root of Am Yisrael. And where does it come from? It comes from Yirah Shamayim. Klal Yisrael is built on Yirah Shamayim. Reishis Chachma, Yiras Hashem. Sof Davar Hakol Nishma, Es Elokim Yirah. And Am Yisrael, Yitzias Mitzrayim, Toras Yisrael, the Mishkan, Yiras Shamayim. Have a great Shabbos. Thank you so much for listening.